Viewers, welcome back to part 2, a tutorial where we pit natural lighting photography against flash photography. We want to find out how two different photographers with two different models shoot portraits differently in the beautiful backdrop of the lovely scenic Sakhinchan. If you haven't watched episode 1 of part 1, head on right here now. You're gonna love this episode. And continuing on part 2, we're heading on to the fishing village in Sakhinchan. I love this place because it's so colorful. And Ivan is taking opportunity of this colorful backdrop to do his natural lighting shot. And pay attention to how hard the shadows are. This is because we are shooting at about 1 PM now and the sun is just shining directly down on our subjects. And here's one tip I always do when I'm shooting between 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock is to shoot a little bit in the shade. Otherwise you're gonna get that hard straight shadow coming down all the time on your subjects. That may not be too good.
Not like this, but when you do this, it looks like you're punching yourself. You see this? So what I want you to do is just turn that a little bit. That's all. I love this. So what you do is that you gotta push this here and that's all. Turn back your shoulder to me and we are good. That's good. Right. You don't need to hold that pose, but when I say 1, 2, you hit 2, then only you start smiling a little bit. Now viewers, this is one aspect of photography that I really love doing, that the background is really bright. It's bright because the sun is directly coming down on all these fishing boats here. Now when that happens, the background is going to be saturated with colors because light somehow brings out all the color. But the bigger problem is that Jessica is sitting in a location which is shaded. Now let me show you how as a photographer you can find out how much brighter that is and you know how much of light you can fill up. One of the best way you can do this is turn your camera's metering mode to spot meter. When you do this, your camera's focus point in the center can be used to meter. So it doesn't matter what aperture or ISO or shutter speed you're using, just take up your camera. Mine is at f4, ISO 100 and shutter speed is 2500. And pointing to the background where the boat is, I can see that the meter says -1. Now with the same exposure meter, with the same camera axis, I pointed back to Jessica's cheek and that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you notice that I turned 3 times. That's it. I know that she is 3 stops darker than the background. So now I need to use the flash to fill up 3 stops of light. Now, how do I know what flash power to use? Simple. She is about 7 feet away from me. And 7 is almost 8. So you watch this episode, we know the 888 formula of my famous 5 lighting formula, which means that the flash now, ideally, should be at 1/8. But no, we need to make her 3 stops brighter now. We need to fill up. Let me just show you what I mean. If I put the flash on just 1/8 and take a shot of Jessica, it's doing nothing. The background looks perfect, but Jessica is still underexposed. So the net value contribution of this flash at 1/8 is nothing. So I need to add back that 3 stops. So 1 stop up is 1/4, another stop up is 1/2, another stop up is full power. So where you're sitting is 8 times darker than the background, and to lit you up correctly, I need to shoot you at full power. So knowing what is the background brightness helps us to, okay, do that pose again. Right, I like that. This is beautiful. Turn your head back to me a little bit more. Turn to me. Right, that's turn away from me, and this is turn to me. This is beautiful. Good.
Viewers, this is where I want you to compare both these two shots. This is Ivan's shot and this is the shot that we did with the front field light. So you notice that with natural lighting, you always get the background a little bit brighter and overexposed. And if you fire a flash, you notice that the background can be controlled better, the exposure is not overexposed, and you're rewarded with more intense background. So I'm not saying that this shot is wrong. I'm saying that you now have 2 different ways to do your shots. Next stop, one of our best kept secret locations for photo shoots like this in Sekinchan. Right along this road near Pantai Rodang, you find an abandoned fun fair, and I love this place for its apocalyptic feel and also the saturated colors on a bright sunny day like this. But be careful. There's a lot of construction debris here and you may want to get permission from the security guards here. Enjoy the photos that we get from here. And it is at this point that I want you to look at these photos here. Despite the bright day, you still get a lot of shadows on Emma's face. So the way to overcome this is, you're right, field flash. So in the previous segment, we thought about hot shoe flash on your camera. You can actually remove that and use it as a remote flash, holding it with your hand. But you got to be able to break sync sometimes because the day is so bright. And if you want to shoot at low f value so that the background looks more blurry, your shutter speed will be high. And if your shutter speed is above 1/300th of a second, you'll be breaking sync. So watch this episode here, one of the first few videos that I posted on YouTube. This is a golden hack that teaches you how you can break sync easily. Try this, it works all the time. And here we are in Paddy Box, one of Sekinchan's darling of a location. This is a homestay and a cafe. So if you ever run out of ideas of a shoot in Sekinchan, go to Paddy Box. Let's see where we get here. It's 6 p.m. soon. We don't want to miss the golden hours, and during golden hours it's best to head back to the sawah, which is the paddy fields in Bahasa Malaysia. And during this time, the golden sunset is going to sweep through the paddy fields and kissing your subject's face and giving it that golden glow. Let's see what we get in Jalan Parit 5 here. Next up, our next secret locations for photo shoot in Sekinchan. Drive down Jalan Parit 5. A few kilometers on the left, you're gonna see this beautiful lonely swing hung under a huge shaded tree. And with the sun coming from the left hand side kissing it, it's gonna be fantastic if you do a portrait here.
So we have Emma there. Let me show you what happens when I don't have a flash. Let's do a natural lighting shot. I'm gonna do a f2.8, ISO 100, meter to 0, and I know it's gonna be too bright in the background, so her face is gonna look dark, so I'm gonna do one stop brighter. Let me show you what happens when I do natural lighting. Smile a little bit, Emma. This is how the shot turns out. It's still beautiful. Emma's face is correctly exposed. The sun at the back is just too bright, but you notice that it doesn't have that dynamic range. And premium courses and all access subscriber, I always encourage you to put a flash on top of your camera like so. And instead of using TTL, I'm going to show you a trick. This is about 7 feet away from Emma, supposed to be using 1/8. Increase one more stop, that will bring you to 1/8. That's what I normally do. If the background light is that strong, I'm going to fight it. Alright, f2.8 at an ISO of 100, shutter speed of 320 on a manual flash power. Chin up a little bit. Make a little bit of change on your fingers. Right. Yeah, curl it a little bit. Look at me. Yeah, you gotta change it a little bit. There's too much of back of hand. Right, turn completely there and beautiful. And 1, 2, smile a little bit, chin up a little bit, and 1, 2, go. And this is what you get. So if you want this background to be darker, I'm going to increase one more stop. 1, 2, 3, go.
Oh, good news to our all access account holders and premium courses subscribers in our e-learning website. We will be uploading 2 new lessons shot in Sekinchan. The first one is going to teach you how you can get portraits like this with amazing twilight background. using remote flash effortlessly. And the second lesson is an answer to the question of one of our subscribers asking how you can get great outdoor night shots by using flash on your camera without getting those hot spots on the face. So premium courses and all access account holders, I look forward to see you in our e-learning website. And if you're not subscribed yet, now is the best time because we're having promo now.
So viewers, I hope you enjoyed this episode. We totally had fun. 2 photographers, 2 models, and a beautiful green Sekinchan. And this is what all of us, Ivan and I, and the models would love to find out which photos that you really like and why you like them. So head on to our YouTube community section and tell us what you like about each photo. So we look forward to see you there. And don't forget, go onto my website here and check out our premium courses and all access learning, because it's one of the best deals in photography e-learning. So Emma and I signing out. Bye.
See ya!
Oh, and visitors to Sekinchan, please, let's mind our trash. Let's not make this beautiful place dirty. So I don't understand why some people can buy a drink and then finish the drink and then throw the bottle. Let's stop doing this.